Hi guys, and welcome to my Consumer Me. In this video I'll be talking about my most recent purchases and the decision making process that was involved in the reasoning of why these purchases have occurred. I'll be linking it back to theoretical content that I've learned throughout this year so far. So let's get started! My purchases go in a bit of a sequence in the sense that each purchase is linked to the previous one, so I feel like this will be a simple way to follow how new need recognitions occur for me and how often they occur and why I end up spending all of my money. In the months running up to uni, I decided that I need a new laptop. I had a new need recognition that this would make my note-taking easier, and I've always wanted an Apple MacBook, which is priced quite highly in comparison to other competitors. The buying situation for this is labelled as limited problem solving, which involves a less frequent purchase and usually more expensive and requires a bit more thought compared to routine problem solving, which involves more regular purchases such as shampoo. In relation to the customer involvement theory, I know I would be a very proud owner of a MacBook. When I was younger, I used to watch Zoe 101 and she'd always sit in the common room with her MacBook, and I always thought one day I would have the same as her. I therefore have a high involvement in the social visibility of owning one, as I want people to look at me the same way I looked at her. I can use this theory of planned behaviour to link this to subjective norms that describes how other people's opinions of us are important in the decision-making process. In my information search, I looked to see what other small laptops that companies were making. However, looking at, for example, the Acer Chromebook, it just reinforced my want for the MacBook, for shallow reasons of course. In my evaluation of alternatives, however, I concluded that I am a loyal Apple customer owning an iPhone and an iPad, so I thought it would make sense to conjoin all of my iCloud accounts. Post-purchase, I felt that it was very much worth it, as all of my documents from my phone and iPad have been seamlessly transferred, and I thought I would not be buying another laptop for at least another 10 years. So even though the checking out process was painful, it was worth it. After breaking my bank by 1.2k, I received a very thoughtful email from Apple stating that I need a case to protect my new laptop. I thought about it and was convinced in all of 5 seconds, but due to my clumsiness, Apple did come up with a wise suggestion and convinced me that the money would be well spent. As this purchase is not necessarily expensive and involves no risk, I would not label it as limited problem solving. However, I would also not label it as habitual purchase, as it is a one-off, and I would argue it's probably more a bit of both, involving the low price element for the habitual purchase and the less frequent idea from the limited problem solving category. As I start my information search for the cases on the Apple website, I discover that they are all in my least favourite colours and they are all £50. So I started my evaluation of alternatives and looks on eBay, and I immediately came across thousands of more affordable cases for just around £10. And after scrolling through different colours, I finally found one with a picture of Beyonce holding the exact same one. So all thanks to her, I was persuaded. With this celebrity endorsement, I felt that if Beyonce can have this, so can I. And after re-evaluating this purchase, I felt like an independent woman and had no regrets. In relation to Maslow's hierarchy of human needs, which labels different reasons behind why you might buy something to fulfill a different set of needs, I wanted this case for esteem needs, which is socio-psychological, valued and respected by yourself and others. In conclusion, my consumer behaviour and purchases follow the thought processes set out in the business to customer decision making processes, which is where I label the need recognition, the information search, evaluation of alternatives, product choice and the evaluation post-purchase. The customer involvement theory, which refers to the social visibility of why I got my MacBook in the first place when I spoke about Zoe 101. The trait approach by Maslow, which is when I talk about Beyonce owning the case and the psychological needs behind that of why I might want to own it after. The self-concept approach, linking again to Beyonce and making me feel like her, so if she can have it, so can I. And the theory of planned behaviour, which is when I applied the subjective norms to other people's opinion of me when I might own the MacBook myself. Thank you for watching, and I hope you'd enjoyed my video.